Now your sports update. Powered by Mercury Insurance.
Hey, this is Kyle Madson with your top stories on Sports 1140. The Raiders finally put a game away and got a victory. This time they scored 21 points in the fourth quarter to force overtime against the Browns. They went on to win 45-42 on a game-winning field goal from kicker Matthew McCrane in the final minutes of OT. Oakland moves to 1-3 on the season. The 49ers also moved to 1-3 on the season because they could not put their game away. They went up 14-0 on the Chargers, but went on to fall 29-27. Quarterback C.J. Beathard was pretty good in his 2018 debut, completing 23 of 37 throws. Excuse me, for 298 yards with 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And the MLB regular season isn't quite over yet. We've got not one but 2 game 163s tonight. The NL Central and NL West both need additional games to decide who will win their divisions. The Cubs and Brewers play later this morning in Chicago, while the Dodgers and Rockies will square off in L.A. this afternoon. Winners will take the division crown, while the losers will meet up in the wild card game.
Rise and shine, sleepyhead.
I'm not letting you go to work today.
Wait, what?
Everybody, listen up.
Welcome to The Drive.
Morning.
You're gonna talk.
Get on the phone at 339-1140.
Pretty awesome, huh?
Jump in on our text line at 441140.
Everyone is talking about it. You must know that.
The Drive starts now.
Help me out. Sometimes you ask a question and you don't want to ask a question because you sound dumb, especially if you work in sports radio. Kyle, you're an encyclopedia. Today's stats garnered during the games count.
Yes.
For regular season.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I thought.
It's a regular season game.
This is technically 163rd game for these guys.
Right. So just to make it easy, if you have 2 teams that go 162-0 and they're playing in a game 163, the winner would be 163-0 and the loser would be 162-1.
Pretty awesome if that happened, by the way.
It couldn't, because it's only for divisions, and
yeah. So if you're a Brewer, a Cub, a Rocky, or a Dodger, you have an opportunity today to add on to your accomplishments, or perhaps take away from them.
Bold prediction here. The losers who go play in the wild card game, whoever wins the wild card game will get blown out in the NLDS.
Probably, because their pitching is just
two additional winner take all, like, must win games. Oh man,
and the travel.
Oh,
there's only
brutal.
one team built for this situation in the majors, really. Well, 2. One's not in the playoffs, and that's the A's. The A's could do this because that's the A's. That's how they're set up.
Right.
What did you put the over under at? 6?
6.5. Oh, I meant to check on that.
I'm gonna take the under on that. I'm gonna say right around 5 or 6.
I know I had a good over under because somebody went way over. Like, I'm easily taking the over, and another person went, just under.
I'll take the under.
Let's see what we're
Brewers at Cubs. That's 10 a.m. baseball, kids. And then followed immediately at 1 o'clock by the Rockies and Dodgers. German Marquez on the mound for the Rockies. Walker Buehler, Texas Ranger. What a great name for the Dodgers. Buehler.
My Twitter poll here.
Yeah. Hey, now.
93 votes in.
Yep.
What do you think the split is between over and under 6.5 pitchers used?
I'll bet you it's like 70-30 over.
It's 82-18 over.
So I'm taking the under. Do I get odds with that? I
think you do.
Also should be noted, by the way.
7 pitchers is a lot.
That is a ton of pitchers, dude. While there are 4 teams today playing in game 163, there are 2 teams that didn't even get to 162. The Marlins and Pirates. Their game has been canceled.
Boo.
Those teams will only play 161 games this season. Not fair. Not fair at all. Got to play that game. Come on.
That's going to be a trivia question someday.
Be a fun game to play. It doesn't matter at all. Nobody wants to play in it.
Yeah, like if you're a manager in that game, do you, because there was I can't remember. I feel like it was John McGraw, but that doesn't sound right. one time gave like cards to the people, like big like posters to the people in the front row behind the dugout, and he would be like, "Hey, what should we do here?" And they'd be like, "Bunt."
That would
like,
be
all
amazing.
Right, that's what we're doing.
One lucky fan gets to
just gets to manage.
Gets to manage. That would be the best.
I would tune in to that. I would watch that over a game 163.
You auction it off is what you do for charity.
And you give that person a jersey, a hat,
Absolutely.
the whole shebang.
Yes. Or the opportunity to wear a suit. They really want to go old school. And the hat.
Bowler hat?
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Can you imagine that? That'd be awesome.
It'd be really cool. We need to bring that back, by the way.
The
Can
suits?
we petition for that?
Yeah.
Like Connie Mack style suits out there?
I think every manager would have the same response probably, which is no problem. Why don't you hang out in a suit in Texas in July and then tell me if that's
Great
okay.
point. Really good point by you.
Yeah.
Great point by them, by you. I mean.
A couple of notes. Yeah, it is. Mike Scioscia, we knew this, will not return.
Right.
To the Angels. That's a big deal. You know, people don't look at this enough. And I have no love for the Angels, especially, you know, given what happened
after
with the
what
Giants.
they did to you.
Yeah, Russ Ortiz. I don't want to talk about it. But Mike Scioscia is stepping down after 19 years managing the Angels. That's insane. In today's day and age, to last 19 seasons with the same team, it's pretty damn impressive, Kyle.
That for sure is impressive, but
hater.
I've been on Twitter since 2009, and Angels fans have been calling for Scioscia's job since about 2009.
I know.
He vastly overstayed his welcome. Outside of that run in 2002, he had no success.
Greg Popovich took over the Spurs 18 games into the 1996-97 season. So he's going into what, his 23rd year? That's 4 years ahead of Scioscia. If Popovich retired, we'd be having a national day of mourning, Alonzo mourning, and writing eulogies for his career. Mike Scioscia retires. Meh. I'm just saying. From the 916, are you guys playing the A's game on Wednesday or not? Well, we're not playing, but we will be broadcasting. Yeah, of course. Come on, it's a playoff game. You're going to get all your A's playoff games. The only way, I don't want to get in trouble here because I hope I'm not wrong, but to the best of my knowledge, the only way we would not play an A's playoff game on the radio is if it conflicted with a Kings game. And if you're sitting there going, oh, preseason Kings game, playoff A's game, how is it even a question? Which is actually a legitimate question. I shouldn't make fun of anybody for asking that. It's a very legitimate question. The answer is when you are the flagship of a team, almost inevitably in contracts, it will say we will get the first right of running of any sport. In other words, that means the Kings could be playing Maccabi Tel Aviv, Maccabi, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. And it could be going during Sunday Night Football. Doesn't matter. The Kings game gets precedence. And that's not a shot at the Kings or anything else. Just saying.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
Right. That's why when you go, it doesn't seem like a tough decision. Well, it isn't, because that's how the business side of this works.
Highlights of Mike Scioscia's career, obviously the World Series.
How many times, I have some quizzes for you.
Sure.
And you might know the answer to these already.
None of these.
How many times did Mike Scioscia win 100 games?
0.
Once.
Damn it.
How many times did Mike Scioscia win
I like that
more than 95 games?
It'd be funny if I said 0 because it's impossible. 3.
4 if you include the 100-win season.
Damn it. I'm always one off.
He had a .536 winning percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't had a winning season since 2014, and in 2014 they made the playoffs and got swept.
Not saying it wasn't time for him to go.
That
Obviously,
year they won 98. Prior to that, they hadn't won 90 games since 2009.
Really?
Yeah. They've just been really and in 2009 they lost in the ALCS 4 games to 2. Sean Figgins was their best player that year.
Sean Figgins, spelled C-H-O-N-E?
Yeah, Chone.
I've got a trivia question to throw back at you. Angels managers that have won World Series championships.
Mike Scioscia.
That's right. That's it.
Mike Scioscia, if you take out their World Series run in 2002, was 10-21. No, 10-22 in the postseason. 21-27 with the World Series.
You know what? If you take away
this is while having Mike Trout.
If you take away 2010 through 2016, the Giants have never won a World Series in San Francisco either. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I did know that.
I mean, come on, Rally Monkey, that's a highlight of Scioscia's career.
If you took out 2010 through 2016, Mike Scioscia would have had a much better career as the Angels manager.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's fine for him to go.
He would have gone 94, 197, then 80, 80, and gone.
Do we know where the A's are going to start on Wednesday yet?
Probably Liam Hendricks. I would imagine.
He's got an accent.
He does.
Did you know that?
Friend of the show, Liam Hendricks.
Very good friend of the show, Liam Hendricks. And we will, let's effort, if you will. Let's,
I'm going to effort the heck out of
let's
somebody.
effort somebody. Congratulations to Chris Davis, by the way. Being removed from yesterday's game, he has now batted .247 in each of the last 4 seasons. That's just stupid. Exactly .247. It's not a great batting average, granted, but it's consistent.
Oh, batting average, I'm Dave.
Here's my favorite part about Chris Davis' season, and then we got to go. Chris Davis hit 48 home runs this year. He hit 16 to left field, 17 to center field, and 18 to right field, and he's right-handed.
Unbelievable.
That might be one of the most ridiculous stats I've ever seen, and it's got to be some kind of a record. I can't imagine there's another hitter who has hit over 40, if not 45 home runs, who has hit the majority of them to center or opposite field.
He's unbelievable.
He is unbelievable. He is the most underrated player in baseball. Yes, he's half a player. I understand that. But the half of the player he is damn good. Let's do some 4-down territory next. What do we learn over the weekend? We got to talk about Earl Thomas and the finger hurled around the world. Hurled around the world. And,
I hope it wasn't hurled around the world.
And we'll look at via technology, Kyle. I think it kind of was. And we'll look at Kansas City and Denver tonight as well. Will the Chiefs remain undefeated? We'll be right back on Sports 1140 KHTK.
Faders up, full power. We're on.
The Kings are back tonight on Sports 1140 KHTK.
Let's take one.
Right, then left, then right. Twists up the little scoop and he scores it. Whoa, what a nice job that time.
The first preseason game comes your way from Phoenix as the Suns host the Kings.
He's going to launch a 28-foot three, and he makes the triple from North Natomas.
Pre-game at 6:30 here on your home of the Kings. Sports 1140 KHTK.
Hi there, this is Jason Ross, and we all have financial questions. Can we afford a bigger home? What's the best way to save for my next vacation? And can we lease or buy a car? Whether you have questions about saving, spending, or anything in between, Bank of America's experienced financial specialists are here for you. Proudly serving the greater Sacramento area, schedule an appointment at bankofamerica.com/conversation and start the conversation.
With special guests, Brothers Osborne and Lenko. This Saturday night, Toyota Amphitheater. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Dierks Bentley. Pre-order the new album, The Mountain, now at Dierks.com.
This is Boomer Science with the CBS Sports Minute, brought to you by Navien Tankless Water Heaters, proven performance for endless hot water. Welcome to the new NFL, is what I said yesterday on the NFL Today, where offenses are the big winners, scoring is skyrocketing, and games are insane. Case in point, Andy Dalton led the Bengals to a winning touchdown with 7 seconds left to beat Atlanta 37-36. Remember how Mitch Trubisky last week promised a breakout performance soon? Well, nobody expected him then to fire 6 touchdown passes. Then comes Tennessee's Marcus Mariota playing through an injured elbow. He had an awesome game that included 2 fourth-down conversions in overtime to upset defending champion Philadelphia. Dak Prescott and Deshaun Watson both answered the call in the clutch. And then finally, New England's newly acquired wide receiver Josh Gordon was a winner for getting back on the field. He had 2 catches and vows to take advantage of what may be his last NFL opportunity. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Hi, Kevin Harlan for Navien Tankless Water Heaters. With fall coming, energy bills will be on the rise. That's why now is a good time to install an energy-efficient Navien Tankless Water Heater. In fact, Navien earned the industry's highest Energy Star rating. A Navien Tankless Water Heater is a smart alternative to that old energy-wasting tank water heater. Fall's coming, so start cutting your energy bills with a Navien Tankless Water Heater. For the name of your professional Navien contractor, visit tanklessmadesimple.com.
Count on Navien.
My family's well-being is what I'm all about. And now with Caseta by Lutron, I've got that peace of mind. Caseta is a smart home lighting system I control from my phone. It's like magic. I was out of town last week and had set the porch lights to come on at dusk. So my family felt safe, like I was there.
Caseta by Lutron. Simple to use, simple to set up. Discover how Caseta smart lighting controls can upgrade your life at CasetoWireless.com. Welcome home to peace of mind.
If you need a work truck, you need a dealer who works as hard as you, like Maida Chevy in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, a business elite dealer. Maida Chevy has the commercial vehicle you're looking for. Work-ready Silverados, express vans, commercial loaners, and so much more. All backed by Maida Chevy pros who know your vehicles are your livelihood. Whether you need one vehicle or an entire fleet, Maida Chevy's got you covered. Business elite at Maida Chevy, Sacramento's #1 Chevy dealer for over 10 years. Find new roads.
Sacramento retail sales.
Made a great deal in Maida.
Why should you use Zoom Imaging Solutions for all of your office equipment needs? Zoom is never too busy to greet you personally. Zoom has the best copiers, printers, and solutions in Northern and Central California and the Bay Area. Zoom offers industry-leading on-site response time for service and repairs. And because Zoom is consistently ranked as a top market leader, that's why you should use Zoom Imaging Solutions. Call them at 916-369-6526 or go to zoomcopiers.com to reach an office equipment specialist in your area.
Paul Blanco wants his new Kia dealership to be #1. Paul sells 1,000 used cars a month, so Paul can afford to give good deals on new Kias just to prove a point. So use Kia's giant factory rebates and let banks compete to get you approved. Only at paulblancokia.com.
It's time for 4 Down Territory on the Drive. First down.
4 Down Territory brought to you by Fire Wings. 21 different flavors to choose from. Firewings.com. Just wing it.
Do you know what my plan is for the A's playoff game?
What is your plan for the A's playoff game?
This is a real thing that's happening. I am picking up Fire Wings, and I am taking them to my hometown in Brentwood. So my friends and family can enjoy them.
Okay, so how's that going to work? Because that's quite the drive.
It's about an hour.
And are you going to be putting them, I assume? Do you have an insulated cooler?
I do not.
I will bring you one if you remind me.
I can acquire one of those.
I have a bag.
But yesterday I had some leftover Fire Wings from Friday, and I found the right temperature and length of time to cook them in my toaster oven, broil them, so they
to
get nice and
reheat
crisp.
them.
Yeah, it's a much better method than microwaving. Not as good as fresh, obviously. But it works, and I'm very excited about it.
I'm trying to think. The most westerly Fire Wings.
You can find a location nearest to me at firewings.com.
Yeah, firewings.com.
Manteca, I think, is...
yeah, it might be.
But there's Fire Wings close enough to me that I can order it online. Very convenient. Run in there, grab it, pick it up, have all my stuff, so I'm grabbing it and running out the door and going straight home.
Or have your family drive up here and just watch the game out of Fire Wings.
It's not going to work because the game's at 5.
Oh, yeah.
And people work.
All right, first down.
What team moved from pretender to contender yesterday?
I've got 4 nominees.
Okay.
But I'm not going to steal your thunder. And I kind of feel like I know who you're going to pick. Could be wrong. I'm going to go with a game that revealed a contender and a pretender in the same one. I'm going to go with the Bears. The Bears go in. The Bears are legit, And the Bears should probably be 4-0 right now. Remember, they had that heartbreaker to Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, and that's just Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Rodgering. But they just decimated. They almost put a 50-burger up on the Buccaneers, which, as we're seeing, may not be the greatest accomplishment ever. But that defense is scary. I can't think of why. They've added something in the offseason to put that defense at another level. The Bears are for real, dude, at least right now.
Yeah, what they've done with their defense, just how ferocious it's gotten, it just doesn't make sense, you know. I'm gonna go with just given and bear with me here.
Bear with me.
Nah, I'm going to. That's a good one.
Bear with me.
I'm not gonna go homer pick. I was gonna pick the Titans.
That's who I thought you were gonna pick.
But stick with me on this. The Patriots, because there was a big freak out that the Patriots had lost 2 in a row.
By like one guy.
They did not look particularly good against the Jags. They looked bad against the Lions.
One guy freaked out.
But they came back yesterday and just dominated the previously undefeated Dolphins and looked like the Patriots again. And so a week after wondering if the Patriots were done, we can say, hey, the Patriots are back.
I did not put the Patriots on my list. Also eligible for this award, the Cincinnati Bengals, along with the Tennessee Titans and the Baltimore Ravens. All eligible for that award. Yeah, second down, would you?
Second down.
What team moved from contender to pretender yesterday?
Gotcha. 3 nominees here. Already mentioned a couple of them. I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins, as you mentioned, they were 3-0, playing the Patriots, and the Patriots slapped them around like something you slap around. 38-7, wasn't that close. Dolphins get a late touchdown in the fourth quarter. Definite pretenders, Miami.
Oh, this one's tough.
I got 2 more nominees.
I'm going to go with the Lions. I was starting to really buy into the Lions. They played well against the 49ers, and probably they could have won that game. They put a beat down on the Patriots. And then I thought they were going to come in here and go into Dallas and win that game. And
almost did.
Yeah, they nearly did.
Golden Tate.
I thought the Lions were going to be much better yesterday than they were, and they showed that they are not, in fact, a very good football team.
Also nominated on this list, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 3, or third down.
Third down.
Third down, that's what I meant.
Does Earl Thomas drive Le'Veon Bell's point home?
A little bit. Little bit. He flipped off the Seahawks sideline on his way off the field for what looks like a season-ending injury for him. Gruesome injury. Weirdly enough, not the most gruesome injury in football of the day.
Sounds like it was a clean break of the lower portion of his leg, though, which...
You heard it?
What?
You said sounds like. I know what you meant. Go ahead.
Jeez Louise.
Wow. Can't believe you said that.
Ian Rappaport reported that it was a clean break, no ligament damage or anything.
Which is what you want if you're going to break something.
Right.
And they'll always say better to break a bone than tear a ligament.
Right.
We're going to get to this more later, but this is why these guys hold out. This is the situation.
This next CBA negotiation is going to be rough, because I think that's going to be the main focus for players, is finding some form of guaranteed money that we can avoid situations like
that. And I just tweeted somebody this, until they get real leadership, like Michelle Roberts should take over the NFL Players Association, number 1. But really, the honest to God truth, and we'll move on here, Kyle, but the sad truth is, the players are A, not guaranteed enough money, and B, are not responsible enough with their finances, and they're never organized enough to be able to hold out for a long period of time, and the owners know it. The owners know that a lot of these guys live so high on the whatever it's called, and they spend money on so much stuff that they can hold out for 1, 2, maybe 3 games, but eventually they're borrowing money from agents, they're defaulting on mortgages, and that's a huge problem. And until they figure out a way to solve that, until the Players Association comes up with some sort of loan system, some sort of financial system that works for these guys during a holdout, it's never, ever, 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 ever going to happen, and the owners know that. Fourth down.
Fourth down.
Kansas City in Denver tonight. Who you got?
I'll recall what I said on Nostradamus. I know that Kansas City is favored in this game. I understand why Kansas City is favored in this game, and I get it. I think Denver gives them their first loss this year. Kansas City, a 3.5-point favorite at Mile High, which means 6.5 on a neutral field. Hey, I just see a situation where Von Miller meets Patrick Mahomes, and they don't get along very well, and Von Miller is the alpha male in that relationship. It's going to be very, very tough to stop those or slow down those Kansas City weapons. The big question is not for me the Denver defense and Kansas City's offense. The big question for me is the other way around. What can Denver's offense put together? They're going to have to utilize Demaryius Thomas. I called Cortland Sutton. I think he's going to have to get in the end zone. There's going to have to be something going on there. But I think Denver wins a squeaker in this one.
I think Kansas City wins a relatively close game. I think Pat Mahomes finally makes some rookie mistakes, but I do think Kansas City sneaks out with a win.
Raiders beat the Browns. They get their first win of the year. The Niners come up short versus the Chargers. We'll bring on NinersWire.com's Kyle Madson to break that game down. Don't forget your football coverage right here on KHTK on The Drive. We've got Matt Barrows of The Athletic coming on tomorrow. We do every single week at 8:05. Scott Bear, NBC Sports California at 8:05 Wednesday. Sean Salisbury, 7:35 every single Friday, along with Dave Richard and your fantasy notes at 8:05. Coming up today, Grant Napier at 8:05 from Phoenix. Very excited. We got a big second half of the show right here on Sports 1140 KHTK.
A memorable season, an incredible run. Now it's time to go for it all.
Davis has done it again.
The Oakland A's miracle season continues in baseball's second season.
Hit the deep center. Henniger going back to the track, right to the wall. He will watch it fly.
Catch the A's and Yankees Wednesday for the American League wildcard game.
The A's take a 3-1 lead.
Coverage begins at 4:45 here on Sports 1140 KHTK.
The A's win it. The A's win it. The A's win it.
Have you noticed a lot more men smiling around town? Universal Men's Clinic has treated thousands of patients. That's thousands of happy men who have a greater zest for life. If you don't have the energy, stamina, or strength like you used to, or having problems in the bedroom, you could be our next happy patient. Call us at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit universalmensclinic.com. A $199 office visit may get you smiling too.
I'm Charles Arakaki, a doctor at the Universal Men's Clinic and a happy patient. I was feeling old and I thought it was my demanding lifestyle. I started feeling loss of energy and stamina. Having treated thousands of patients with low energy and sex drive and seeing them improve, it hit me. My symptoms were similar to my patients. With the modern medicine at Universal Men's Clinic, I'm now enjoying a renewed quality of life.
Call us at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit universalmensclinic.com.
So over the last couple of weeks, I've had several trips out to Stone's Gambling Hall, located right off I-80 at Antelope. And again, amazed, just absolutely amazed every time I head into Stone's Gambling Hall. One of the nights I was there, they had a band playing great music while we were there, eating at Sammy's, having an incredible meal, also having a good time with buddies, watching games on TV. Then we made our way to the gaming. And that is one of the coolest things because they gave a $25 match play when I downloaded the app and signed up for their player's card. My buddies did the same thing. It was very simple. Keep the card, keep accruing points, keep the app, keep getting specials. It's that simple. And if you like playing card games like poker or Baccarat or California Blackjack, my personal favorite, then you owe it to yourself to go and do this. It's that easy. $25 match play, and all you have to do is download the app. Make it simple for yourself and win some money with their money. Take my word for it. Download the app, sign up, and get $25 in match play only at Stone's. Again, located off I-80 at Antelope. Stone's Gambling Hall, the one, the only.
Hey, it's autumn, and it's time for the Autumn at Aaron's event when just $5 gets you started. That's right, just $5 gets you started leasing to own furniture, electronics, and appliances from brands you love. GE, Philips, LG, and more. with no credit needed and free delivery and setup. Visit your local Aaron's store or Aaron's.com now through October 11th. It's time for cool breezes and cool deals. Plus, just $5 gets you started during the Autumn at Aaron's event. At participating Aaron's stores, transaction advertised as a rental purchase agreement. Some restrictions apply.
As a small business owner, you make every dollar count. So what could you do with $10? Go to Vistaprint.com today and you'll get 500 high-quality custom business cards for only $9.99. That's less than 2 cents per card. And at Vistaprint, your satisfaction is absolutely guaranteed. So it's never been easier to turn 500 strangers into connections. Just visit Vistaprint.com and use promo code 8888 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, promo code 8888.
Chances are purchasing gas, groceries, and clothing is a regular occurrence for you. That's why at Safe Credit Union, we think you should be rewarded for it. With the Safe Cash Rewards credit card, you can earn unlimited cash back on every purchase you make. So start rewarding yourself for simply being yourself. Apply for a Safe Cash Rewards credit card online or at your local Safe branch. Safe Credit Union. Banking on what matters. Learn more at safecu.org.
Indeed knows finding the right hire takes time away from your business.
Hiring a qualified data engineer felt like a second job.
More job seekers use Indeed than any other site, so there's no better place to find someone with the skills you're looking for.
I needed someone with a master's in computer science and database experience.
Plus, Indeed screener questions help you find your shortlist fast.
Now I'm back to having just one job.
Get a $50 credit to give your first job posting premium placement at Indeed.com/credit. Terms, conditions, quality standards, and usage limits apply. Additional terms online.
Beck's Furniture.
Sports 1140 KHTK's coverage of high school football is presented by Wingstop. Listen every Friday night to the Wingstop High School Football Wrap-Up Show and get all the coverage on KHTK.com.
Now your sports update. Sports update. Powered by Mercury Insurance.
Hey, it's Kyle Madson. Kyle Madson?
Yep.
Katzen?
That's what she said.
Hey now.
Nice,
That's
dude.
what she said.
Raiders win 45-42 in overtime. They moved to 1-3 on the season with their victory over the Browns. The 49ers lost 29-27 in regulation. They led 14-0 at one point in that game, but San Francisco falls to 1-3 on the season. And the MLB regular season continues tonight. We've got a couple of game 163s, the NL Central and the NL West. Both need one more game to decide who will win those divisions. The Cubs and Brewers play later on this morning in Chicago, while the Dodgers and Rockies will square off in LA. The winners will go to the divisional round, while the losers will meet up in the wild card game. Cool.
Hey, great job.
Thanks.
It's The Drive on Sports 1140 KHTK.
I also want to clarify something I said last segment. I said that Patrick Mahomes is going to make some rookie mistakes.
Yeah.
That comes off the tongue better than Patrick Mahomes is going to make not technically a rookie, but starting it full-time for the first time mistakes.
Right. Like,
I called him rookie mistakes. Like
it's so weird.
It's
because he's a rookie. He's not, but he is. Like, he's a rookie as far as playing. Like, this is really his rookie year. But it's not, and I get it. So if you want to be correcty correctorton out there. Mentioned earlier, Home Theater Company has given us a TV to give away to you. You guys have been entering the contest for a while now. The promotions peoples are going to be picking a name and giving that name, or a couple of names to us, by the way, or a few. We're going to call them up, get them on hold, and then you're going to get yourself a 40-inch Samsung LED HD TV, plus the Samsung Blu-ray player you already have, all courtesy of the Home Theater Company. We'll do that at 8:35, live on the air. Hear the excitement, feel the vibration. Texts already coming in about the Raiders, and you may call as well. Kyle is opening up the phones right now at 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. As a Raider fan, I find myself torn about the win. A win is a win, but it was against the Browns, and I admit I was looking forward to the chaos if they had lost. From the 510, Raider game felt more like a loss. Defense is terrible. I feel sorry for anyone who has season tickets. Marshawn is great, but he doesn't. I can't tell what they said. Sorry, Rich. I didn't get that last part. I'm hearing this from a lot of Raiders fans. Oh, we've won, but Hey, let me tell you what happened yesterday. You know what happened? The Raiders won, and whether they won 45-42 or 45-0, by the way, it still goes as a win in the win column.
And they scored 45 points against a defense that had been very good to this point.
Yeah.
They also, for the first time, I believe in Raider history, had a couple of controversial calls go their way.
First time ever, actually.
They had the ball respotting that kept the game alive for them.
Yep.
And they had the Derek Carr fumble that was somehow not a fumble.
Yeah, didn't get that one.
Ball came out and as he was hit.
Talk to Raider fans about that.
So So that's what I'm saying. You like, subject. Hey, that's a symbol of a turning tide. You're welcome.
To your point about the Browns defense, they had given up this year 21, 21, and 17 points. That is a grand total of 42, 52, 59 points if I carry the one. 59 points in 3 games versus the Steelers, Saints, and Jets. Forget the Jets, but the Steelers and Saints, pretty decent offenses. The Raiders scored 45 on them yesterday in one game. So what happened yesterday? Well, the Raiders won a game for starters. Secondly, they also came back and won the game. They did something at halftime, whether you want to call it adjusting or not, and they outscored the Browns 24-14 in the fourth quarter in overtime. That's what people were upset about, amongst other things. Oh, and Derek Carr. Derek Carr did not have his most accurate day yesterday, not by a long shot. He missed on 23 passes, 35 of 58. But he threw for 437 and 4 touchdowns. He was still sacked 3 times, and yeah, he threw 2 picks. What I saw yesterday, especially when you look at Amari Cooper and Jared Cook both busting 100 yards. When I look at the fact that Martavis Bryant had 3 catches for 51 yards and maybe the drop of the year, going into second quarter, ball him down the field, give Bryant credit, he was wide open and he turned around and lost it in the grass or the sun or the sand or something. That should have been, Martavis Bryant should have gone for 100-plus yards. You had 7 guys catch 3 balls or better. I saw Derek Carr going for it yesterday is what I saw. I saw Derek Carr saying, screw it. I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to stay in the pocket. I'm going to take some hits, and I'm going downfield. And that's the best Derek Carr.
Yeah, that looked like not last year, 2 seasons ago, 2016. That looked like a 2016 Raider game.
Yeah. Yes.
Where they get a couple of defensive stops late, and Derek Carr puts the team on his back and makes plays, and they win a game.
I think Raider fans should be happy.
Yeah, I don't. When you're 0-3, you don't get to complain about the quality of your win.
No. You won. I don't care if it was against the Browns. This isn't the Browns that you're used to. This is not a good Browns team, but this is the Browns team that Katie thought was going to win 6 games.
Yeah.
And that's probably what they're going to do. And a lot of the check marks that we were looking for with the Raiders, they checked off. Second half adjustments, check. Derek Carr being aggressive, check. Amari Cooper being aggressive, check. Them coming back and actually outscoring a team in the second half, check. You see what happens when you don't have elevation and you don't have humidity to deal with. It wasn't a perfect game. They could have and maybe should have lost this game. But they didn't. They won.
They found a way to win. That is a game that a bad team finds a way to lose, and they found a way to win it.
Yes.
Was it perfect? No. Did they look like a playoff team? No.
No.
But they looked way better than they did the last couple of weeks.
And I will
They scored 21 points in the fourth quarter.
I will reiterate my point that I truly believe this team is a borderline playoff team with Khalil Mack. And I'm not trying to rub that in. I'm not trying to twist the knife. I'm just saying I believe that that's a fact. I think if Khalil Mack is playing for this team, they are a 9-7, 10-6, 11-5 team. I truly believe that. And we're also, football fans don't ever want to hear stuff like humidity or elevations. All excuses. We're also probably discounting the fact that it's probably taken them a couple games to recover from Khalil Mack being traded too. And I know that sounds stupid and hokey, but that's a huge part of their team and a team leader. And as much as Raider fans felt like Mark Davis abandoned them and abandoned the season, how do you think the players felt? When Derek Carr said, "Oh, we're over it." No, you weren't. You still aren't over it. Half of you are still tweeting about it. It wasn't all sunshine for the Raiders D, though.
In the backfield, Nick Chubb, the rookie out of Georgia, goes right side 40, 45, 50. He stumbles a little bit to the 40. He's to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Nick Chubb, 63 yards.
Chubb was not finished.
Here's Mayfield giving, and the run by Hyde, or rather Nick Chubb. Chubb is to the 30, 25, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nick Chubb! His second of the day!
41 yards.
With a beer bottle to boot coming out of the stands. Jump!
It was a day for Derek Carr, though.
Ball is at the Browns' 8-yard line. Lynch back in as the running back. To the left of Carr, who's in the gun. He has 3 receivers. He's going to throw it. Comes back to the right. Has time. Touchdown! Goes to Amari Cooper in the middle of the field. And that's what the doctor ordered. Jared Cook is down to the left. From the gun. Carr fires. Touchdown! Cook had one-on-one.
Here's Derek Carr after the game.
I've been through a lot of things in 5 years. The start of this year and half of this game has been some of the hardest stuff I've ever had to deal with because it's frustrating things. I feel the best physically, mentally, all of those things that I ever have, but then I'll screw something up somewhere along the way. I'll tell you this, though, as one thing I just said, I looked at our guy and said, however this thing turns out, whether I throw 3 more picks or we go win this game, I promise you I'm going to fight.
I like that.
His accent kills
I know.
me,
We
dude.
win this game.
It's like, dude, you're from Bakersfield.
That Fresno accent. I like that attitude. That's the Derek. That to me is the best Derek Carr.
Mhm.
Gunsling. Throw a couple picks. You don't want to, but do it.
If throwing a couple interceptions means you're going to also throw a couple of touchdowns on those kind of throws, I think you'll take it.
Yeah. Yes. It's not perfect.
I'd way rather that than have him check down on 3rd and 7, pick up 3 and punt. Give me an arm punt, because at least an arm punt might turn into a touchdown.
435 and 4 touchdowns.
I don't know what else you want. I don't
505 touchdowns, I guess.
Like
but
when you look at guys like, and there are obvious exceptions. Your Tom Brady's, your Aaron Rodgers. But when you look at guys like Drew Brees or Phillip Rivers or any of the Brett Favre, like gunslinger types, they throw picks. Like it happens.
John Gruden getting his first win since the George H.W. Bush administration. Here he was after the game.
Feels like my first win in 100 years. It's just great to be back. I thank our fans for hanging in there with us. Like I said, ups and downs, but to get that field goal with our 3rd-string kicker, backup snapper, never been so nervous on a 29-yard field goal in my life.
Finally, Hugh Jackson with some Hugh Jacksoning after the game.
The difference, in my opinion, in the game. There was a 14-point swing there in the second half to where they scored each time we turned it over, and you look at the score, and that's the difference. Can't turn the ball over. That's kind of uncharacteristic of what we've done on offense. So it bit us in the butt today. That was disappointing.
Oh man, what are the odds Tyrod Taylor starts next week?
No. Maybe. Shouldn't be. No. No. Dude, if he starts Tyrod Taylor next week, he should probably be fired the following week.
Would you bet your...
No.
Would you bet your house on Baker Mayfield starting next week?
Okay, but these are open.
Barring injury.
These are open-ended questions, though, because here's the answer. What do I get if I'm right? You see what I'm saying? There has to be a return because I'm making a bet. If I'm going to bet something as huge as my house...
You get another house.
Yes. Yes, I would bet my house. If the return was I get, barring injury, another house... Sounds like I said barring injury to the house. You know what I mean? Barring injury to Baker Mayfield.
Right.
Yes. And I'll even acknowledge the odds are stacked heavily in the favor of Baker Mayfield. So let's say this. I bet my house, and if I win, I get a car, which is less value. If I lose, Melissa, Avery, Mason, time to go. Go to Naughty and Pop-Pops. Yes, I'm betting. Yes. But it's Hugh Jackson. It's Hugh Jackson.
I wouldn't bet on anything that involved Hugh Jackson. You can't see Hugh Jackson watching that tape and going, it's just too many turnovers.
I could see.
Mayfield fumbled. How many? 2 snaps he fumbled?
Yeah.
Threw a couple picks.
I could see it. But at that point, somebody steps in and says, you're playing the Ravens at home next week, and you have a ton
You want the experienced quarterback in there?
You have a ton of fans that want to see what they want to see, and this is a massive rivalry game.
I'm trying to win a football game.
Yeah, well, how's that worked out, Hugh?
I think the fans would probably rather see a win.
Trying to win a football game has worked out exactly one time for you in the last 2 years. So let's go ahead and take whatever your instinct is and do the opposite.
Well, it didn't work out this last weekend. Thanks in part to some of the turnovers by the rookie quarterback. We think that Tyrod Taylor, the veteran, puts us in the best position to win on Sunday, and that's what I'm here to do, try and win football games.
Mm-hmm. And then I would bring in these lovely ladies, and I'd say, they all have something to say to you, Hugh.
You're fired.
And I'd move on. We're on to Cincinnati. I'd promote whoever.
Todd Haley would be so hyped. I bet Todd Haley is sitting somewhere in a back room just subliminally dropping like Tyrod Taylor hints.
Thank you.
Just they're watching film and Mayfield fumbles and he's like, Tyrod wouldn't have done that. Tyrod does a good job on snaps.
Interesting.
Wow, Tyrod, great job taking snaps and warm-ups. You're killing it.
So here's the deal. I still have no idea who the hell the Raiders are. I don't know.
They're the football team in Oakland.
Thank you for now. They are maybe the biggest enigma in the NFL to me. Because I don't know. And them beating the Browns, does not solve a lot of issues for me. I think it's a positive you can build on. But next week, now that's an interesting game because they're going to play against the Chargers down in Los Angeles. They're going to be not favored in this game.
They're going to be probably heavily unfavored.
I don't know.
I'm going to go. It's a home game for them. It was a home game for the 49ers yesterday, and the Raiders fan base is 10 times as big as the 49ers down in SoCal.
Correct.
So it'll be a home game for the Raiders, effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Give me, I'm going to steal a Simmons bit here and guess the lines. Give me Chargers minus.
You calling a horse?
Yeah. Give me Chargers minus.
Hold on.
Do we have the opening line here?
No,
already?
I'm just going to write down what I say, what mine is.
I think lines have opened already. I can go check after this.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to say the line opens at Chargers minus.
Want to say it together? Okay, just say the number.
Hang on. Let me get the right number in my head here.
We'll say it on 3.
Okay.
And you have a half, I assume, correct, in
Yes.
there? Okay. So on 3, just say the number. And that's it, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4.5. What is going on? That's crazy.
That's pretty wild. Let me see.
We're 2 for 2 on that. We did that with Mahomes a couple weeks ago.
That is going in the monthly highlights.
Yeah, 4.5.
Units mark.
By the way, if you haven't seen the monthly highlights that Eunice put in. Now,
yeah, dude, what are you doing?
I think it's kind of funny that our monthly highlights are only 3 minutes long.
Whoa!
Uh-oh. Is it bigger? Hey, now. Shut up.
Chargers open -7.
Oh, give me that deal all day.
Hey, now.
Give me that bet. Watch they lose by 30.
The 49ers, however, opened -5.5 against
Cardinals.
I was going to say 6.5 too, but then I started lowering it the more I thought about how bad the Chargers looked at times yesterday.
As you said, it's a home game for the Raiders. It's also a Chargers team that won by a couple points over a putrid Niners team.
Should have lost. I would be interested in what, let's say Garrett Selleck catches that pass and scores a touchdown, and then the 49ers force a punt and go down and score again. I would be fascinated to see what the line on that Raiders-Chargers game would be.
How about the start for the Niners?
Red zone receiver Kendrick Bourne comes in, slot right. Kittle now motioning into a full backfield. Breida behind Beathard, and it's going to be a RPO pass to the end zone, and it's caught by Bourne. Touchdown 49ers.
Or RPO Speedwagon, which is Kyle's
Thank you.
team name. That was after this happened on defense.
Rivers changes things up. 3 receiver cluster tight to the line on the left. Rivers takes the shotgun snap. Standing in, throws one over the middle, intercepted. To the 20, to the 10, pick 6, Antone Exum. Whoa, is that needed for the 49ers?
Okay.
They needed that in a bad way.
Am I a bad fan? Am I a bad Niner fan? Because when they were up 14-0, I tweeted out, Niner fan, I love you. It ain't going to happen. They're not winning this game. Please don't get your hopes up. And I wasn't doing it to be snarky.
No, because the Chargers are just a vastly more talented team than the 49ers.
Yes.
Even if the 49ers were fully healthy. But you could just tell that game was going to level out eventually. And it did. The Chargers started moving the ball at will, and that was it. It was over.
How'd Will feel about that? Scared?
Yeah, I think he was.
Wonder if I could have won some decent money if
he could have felt fuller.
At the moment I tweeted that the Niners were up 14-0. I wonder how much money I could have won if I'd have bet $100 on both the Niners and Raiders on a parlay winning outright. So I think the Raiders were down at that point.
You mean the Chargers and Raiders winning outright?
Yes, sorry. Yes. When the Niners were up 14-0, if I'd have parlayed the Chargers and Raiders at that point, if I bet $100.
Probably not a ton.
Yeah.
Because it was so early in that Niner game. It was like 9 minutes in, and they were up 14-0, or 6 minutes in or whatever.
14-0, that's a lot.
And not that early in the game. Like, I'm sure you could have gotten decent odds, but if it was, 14-0 mid-third quarter.
From the 5-3-0, but how good has Derwin James looked?
Can we not? I believe you and I had a rant together on this show about how Derwin James is available at number 9. The 49ers could not afford to not pick him up. And here he is forcing the game-ending interception. He would be the 49ers' best pass rusher. He would be their best cover guy.
Too early to put him in the Hall of Fame?
No. Carve out his bust. Get him in Canton.
I know. All right. Grant Napier is in Phoenix, Arizona. He's going to join us next. Did you think we'd forget about your Sacramento Kings? They start off today versus the Phoenix Suns tonight. Coverage right here on the Sporty 1140. We'll talk about that. I'm sure we'll get into a little bit of football with Grant as well. We always go all over the place with him. Been a while since we've had him on the show. And then coming up at 8:35, we're giving away a TV thanks to the Home Theater Company. We're also going to go around the league. There's a lot of storylines we haven't even talked about, including Frank Reich having a brain freeze, and that's putting it lightly, as the coach of the Indianapolis Colts. I've never seen anything like that before. We got to talk a little bit about the Bears and what the heck is going to happen in Tampa Bay next week under center. The Drive's back in a couple. Sports 1140 KHTK.